Welcome to video lecture on Introduction to Accounting. I am Dr. Shobha from School of Management. So in today's discussion, we are going to learn what is this accounting is all about and what is the history of accounting, then what are the different branches which comes under the category of accounting. So let us understand what this accounting is all about. So most of the time when someone refers, well, when someone says accounting, we mean it as a financial statements. So accounting is a system where we are preparing the financial statement, we are maintaining all the financial documents which are required to understand the financial performance of an organization. So at the end of the day, we are going to conclude all these financial statements and find out what is the financial performance of an organization, and that financial performance has to be communicated to the end users. So as we know that there are different people who are interested in knowing the financial performance as well as the financial position. They can be the investors, or they can be the employees, or it can be the management, or the external outside public in large itself. So accounting is the language that the business speaks to outside world, right? Through this accounting, it is going to speak about itself, right? What happened with the production? How was the sales, right? What is the expenses incurred? What is the profit or loss made by the organization? So here is a slide which shows how the accounting system operates. As we know that there are the top level management who are going to make a decision. So decisions will be taken and based on the planning will be done, execution will be done. So during the execution of those plans, all the business events are going to happen. So business transactions will occur. For example, the team has decided to open one more production units. So we need to buy the lot of machines, many machines we need to be buying and spending for it. So whenever we buy a machine, so that is an event. So that we call it as a transactions, right? So whenever any transaction happens, those transactions has to be written in a books of accounts. And at the end, means maybe end of the year, we will be consolidating all the financial data, all the business transactions, so that we will find out what is the result of those business operations or the business transactions. The credit of coining the term accounting goes to Luca Basilio in the year 1947 to 1517. He's the first person to coin the word double entry accounting. He mentioned in the book called Description of Double Entry Bookkeeping. It was first published in the year 1994. Then question comes, what is this accounting or accountancy exactly? So as we all know that accounting is not a single activity or one person activity, it is a process. So accounting or accountancy, we mean it is a process of recording a business transactions. Then all those business transactions has to be classified into different category based on the nature of expenses. For example, buying the raw material is a different transaction compared to the buying a machine. So buying a machine is a capital investment, right? Buying a stationery is a regular expenses. So based on the nature of transaction, we will classify those transactions or the items into different categories. Then, based on those categories, we record in a different set of books of accounts. Then, like first we record into the journal book, then comes the ledger book, then into the trial balance. Then finally, we prepare a financial statement, end of the year, and we consolidate and we'll find out what is the financial performance. Is there a profit or loss? And that not only preparing a statements, finding the operations result, but also reporting or communicating to the end user is the duty of the accounting or the accountancy. So accounting, we can define it as a process of recording, classifying and reporting the business transaction to the stakeholders or to the end users. Accounting is a very wide term. It has got a different branches based on the type of information it is providing. So in the branches of accounting, basically there are 5 branches. First one is a financial accounting. See, financial accounting is the accounting which is purely meant for recording the monetary transactions or the financial information. So there we will not be finding any non-financial data nor the estimated data. Right, purely financial information will be provided by the financial accounting. Then comes the cost accounting. As the name says, this accounting is going to help us in providing the cost related information. For example, if it is a manufacturing concern, so they'll be spending for the material, then labor, and also for any other expenses connected to the production. So to get the complete detail about the production cost, the production can be related to the goods or can be related to service. For example, there is a transportation company, right? Even the transportation company, it is providing a service, not into the manufacturing, but it is going to spend the money for rendering a service. So what is the cost of rendering that service? So cost accounting or the costing department duty is to maintain the detail of all the elements of the cost, which will help us to find out the cost of a production or rendering a service, and also exercise a control on the expenses that we are incurring. Then comes the management accounting. As the term says, it is accounting which is meant for the management. As we know that top level management, uh, people who are into the top level management may not be reading all the finance statements, or they may not be interested in reading the complete finance statement. They may need a partial data of the statement in detailed manner. For example, we'll assume that in a particular unit there is so much of wastage of raw material. So the management is interested to know why there is a wastage of raw material. Is it because of the defective raw material that we are buying, or is it of the mishandling by the workers? So they may be interested to know what is the reason why we are spending so much on the raw material. So they may ask a stores department or a stores manager giving explanation about the quality of material they are buying, from whom they are buying, or what price they are buying, and what is the training level of the labor, how the laborers are going to handle the raw material. So management is interested to know the particular aspect where they need a detailed information which may not be provided by the financial accounting. So the management team may ask accountant, whom we generally refer it as a management accountant, to give a detailed report about the wastage of raw material. So in this context, so management requires a particular information which may not be found in the financial statement, or which may not be provided by the costing department or the financial department. So we have another set of accounting which is going to provide the data to the top level management so that they can take a decision based on this accounting information. In the same manner, we have the social responsibility accounting and also the human resource accounting. So when we are talking about the branches of accounting, we have very important 3 branches which we are going to discuss in detail in our further classes, which we classify into management accounting, cost accounting and financial accounting. Just now I discussed what are these three branches are all about. Once again, we will go through what are these branches are. So as I told you that financial accounting is a set of accounting or it is a branch of accounting which deals with measurement, processing and communication of the financial information about a business organization to the owners, investors, creditors or any other party who are interested in it. So the duty of the financial accounting or the basic function of a financial accounting is to record all the monetary related transactions or purely financial transactions, record it and provide the consolidated result to the end users. Then comes the cost accounting. As I discussed, cost accounting, the basic purpose is to provide the cost related information, giving in detail what is the structure of producing a product or what is the structure of rendering a service to the customer, which will help us to decide the selling price, right? Unless we know what is the cost we incur to produce, we cannot decide the selling price, right? So it is a duty of a costing department to give a complete detail about the expenses incurred, which will help us to decide the selling price. And also the another function of the cost accounting is to control the cost, right? Once based on the historical information, we'll get to know what is the expenses incurred to produce a product. But if the cost is more, right, our selling price also will be more. So we may not be competitive enough to sell our product into the market. So there comes the question of controlling our expenses. So cost accounting is going to help us how the cost of the elements can be controlled. It can be a material cost or can be the labor expenses or can be general overheads. Right? Then comes the management accounting. So management accounting completely deals with providing the information to the top level management in the way or in the manner that the management requires it. So whenever any details or the accounting information is kept in the management accounting department, it may not be following any set of rules and regulations that we have within financial accounting. For example, any financial statement, if we prepare, it is based on the GAAP or based on the IFRS. But we don't have any set rules or regulations in the management accounting. So however the management team requires, we'll be producing it. The previous slide, I quoted example of the raw material, defective raw material, right? To give one more example, assume in a particular branch there is a shortage of cash, means working capital deficiency. So management may be eager to know why there is a shortage of cash in that particular branch, right? When other branch have a sufficient cash generated through the revenue, why this particular branch has a shortage of cash? What is the problem with the cash management? So management may ask a management accountant to give a detailed report. What is the uh, current assets and current liabilities? Why there is a shortage in the working capital? So based on this report, the management can take a decision. They can take a call. What should be the next step or the action which can bring up our working capital position into a proper manner. So to wrap up, in today's class, we understood what is the accounting is all about and who is the father of accounting, then what are the branches of accounting. In upcoming class, we are going to learn further about the accounting, like understanding the basic terminologies of accounting and who are the users of accounting. Thank you for listening.